Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. And welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards, see what's in store with a message from Spirit. How are you all doing? What is the energy today? First of all, I'm using the Work Your Light Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. What is the energy today? I want to say it's perplexing on one level and then completely perspective based on another level. So it almost makes me feel like the energy today can either throw you a little bit, or if you really sink into your own energy, it can be clear. It really kind of depends. The Spirit's showing me right now almost like funhouse mirrors. You know how in a funhouse, some mirrors are regular mirror, other ones are kind of warped, so it distorts what you see, but what you're seeing is not based on the reality of what you are. So notice what frequency you're in today. There's something that can really throw you if you're not conscious of it. If you're conscious of it, you can see right through it. That's really interesting. All right, let's see. Funhouse mirrors, that's funny. All right, Spirit. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that is so interesting to me. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about this card. So this Pleiades card says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. I want to talk about the concept piece on here of double mission, and more specifically, how it's representing the two realities. This is really neat. Now, this is something I was also kind of pondering this morning, so I can see how this is relating back. Again, Spirit is really interesting. So, this double mission, I think, yeah, sorry, my guides are a little chatty. Okay, fair point. This double mission really is taxing to the mental and emotional bodies because of the extreme polarity in the duality. And I say that slowly because that's the words that they're giving me. Now, what they're showing me is that our 5D perspective and our 3D reality are very much disconnected from each other. And the journey of navigating those two, right? Like trying to keep that higher perspective of purpose, of compassion, of whatever, but then living in a world where what we tend to see is a lot of people struggling, war, strife, fear. The disconnect between those two realities makes it very hard to either maintain balance, find a feeling of homeostasis, that kind of thing. And so Spirit wants to validate how this double mission of being both on this planet learning, growing from an earthly way, but also holding, like many of you do that are watching this, a higher consciousness, and what that means and how that plays on our experience, on our body, on our mind, how that is really challenging. That's a hard thing. And so they really want to express their understanding and also their gratitude for the fact that all of you are here on this double mission right now, but that it's not easy. And so within what they were saying too in the beginning with that perspective and things being kind of muddled or warped depending on which mirror we look in, what they want to say is there's two very important things to navigating that. And I love, again, as always, I love how the cards really represent this. The first one is get grounded. This card says empaths, highly sensitives, which are all of you, if you're watching this, connect in with nature. Nature right now is going to be one of your greatest recalibrating forces. And whether that is you standing outside bare feet and earth your energy, like bare feet on the grass, the sand, soil, even on rocks, in water, bare feet onto the earth is one of the fastest ways to recalibrate your energy. They've actually done scientific studies where people walking through nature, especially walking bare feet, the speed at which their frequency changes is huge. It's so fast. So something as simple as that can help ground you. There are also deeper grounding practices you can do, grounding meditations where you picture tree roots coming out from your root chakra or your feet into the earth, like anything that is grounding for you. Yesterday I did talk about some grounding foods like potatoes, root vegetables can help ground your energy. There's lots of different ways, but keeping your energy grounded to the earth frequency is really going to help you, because remember, the earth frequency itself is very high vibe. So grounding into that will help you hold your frequency. Another thing though is boundaries. So this boundary card says, where do you need to establish better boundaries? This is really what helps you sustain your perspective, your outlook, your frequency, and then your connection to self is boundaries. So we all know we can set boundaries with people. We can also set boundaries with spirit. If we have pesky spirits around, we can set boundaries that we don't want to connect in with them. And that's basically done by stating what you want. So as an example, when I first started tuning in and spirits would come to me at nighttime, even good spirits, I didn't like that. It stressed me out. So a wonderful mentor of mine said, you can set boundaries. So I set a boundary that after 9 o'clock at night until 9 in the morning of my earthly human time, do not bother me unless it's an emergency. It scares me, it stresses me out. That's my boundary. And so they didn't. So we can set boundaries like that, but I also want to talk about the boundaries within self. And this is one that's really important. So some examples of boundaries within self could be really noticing and setting a boundary of what you're watching. Are you watching or reading news feeds that stress you out? If so, then maybe you need to set a personal boundary there on how to balance that. It doesn't mean to be ignorant, but maybe, you allow yourself to look at 3 different news stories in the morning and then you move on instead of scrolling for an hour. Maybe you have a boundary with food. Maybe you notice that there are certain foods that don't help your body. I was having a conversation with someone about this just the other day. High sugar foods cause them anxiety, even though they really like the taste of it. But they also have had times where they haven't had much sugar and they realize they love the feeling of their body in that state. So right now they're in a phase where they have to set a boundary with those sugar foods so that they can return to that state of feeling calm and nourished in their body, not dependent on the sugar. Again, whatever your boundary is, notice where these boundaries are trying to show you they need to be implemented, because that's going to help you keep your frequency balanced, keep your energy stable. And then if you combine that with grounding into the earth right now, into nature, spending time in nature, you really have an ability to maintain the frequency in that double mission, because it is really intense. And so I see, okay, this last card that came out is the yes card. And when it came out, I was like, I'm not sure how to place this, but Spirit was like, just start talking about the other cards. So I'm like, okay. Right as I was about to change to this, they said, the yes card is for all of you to notice, where is your body, your mind, your spirit asking you to take an action on either grounding or setting a boundary or taking an action for yourself and maybe a forward movement. Wherever you're feeling that soul pull, say yes. Give yourself the response of yes. If, for example, I'll use sugar again, if sugar is really becoming a problem and you're like, I notice sugar is becoming a problem, but you're kind of like, ugh, say, yes, it is. And now I'm going to change it. But because by saying yes, you're creating an agreement, an acknowledgement, a something, and which propels you forward. So Spirit is saying, notice where your body is wanting you to say yes to something, where your mind or your heart is wanting you to say yes, so you can balance out this energy of this double mission, sustaining yourself with more ease and grace. Because energetically, it is very hard here on this planet right now. Even if you're maintaining a higher perspective, there are lots of things to kind of knock you off your path. It's about what we do and how we keep getting up. And so, sorry, Spirit's saying something else. Spirit's saying, just so you know, we are with you each and every step of the way. We're trying to help you and bring in that guidance and bring in that comfort and support. So coming back to what I was saying, how we get up and what we do about it is really what creates the bigger impact on how our frequencies expand and help other people by example. So I will leave that with all of you. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow.